Hello guys, welcome to another video from the EAATA channel. My name is Caio and today I'm going to show you an alternative that lets you work with all the diagnostic tools that are available on the market without actually having to buy them all. Sounds good, right? Stick around if you want to hear all the details. But don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and you will always be up to date with the latest videos and news from the EAATA. Let's get started. The tool I'm going to show you today is called OBDline. It allows us to carry out hundreds of procedures that you probably can't do at the moment because you don't have the right tool in your workshop. You are going to love both the possibilities it offers and how simple is it to operate. Gone are the days when repairing a fault always meant replacing a damaged mechanical component. With the arrival of electronics in the vehicles, electronic control units known as ECUs are present in every corner of the car. Many of them have data that must be entered when setting up new ones, or rewriting if the data has been damaged or erased. Wait, Caio, OBDline is a tool that lets us work in the manufacturer's portal after registering in each of and every... No, that already exists and it's in widespread use. What you are referring to is the J2435 interface, like this one from Auto, to use the pass-through technology. We will talk more about that technology another day. What I want to tell you today about OBDline goes beyond that. I will show you later, but first let me finish this very interesting introduction. As I was saying, ECU are present all the time in our daily lives. I don't know what your business is like, but I'm sure at some point you have heard about or experienced the following situation. Your diagnostic tool has not allowed you to pair, encode, program or reprogram any of your control units. New or use it doesn't matter. You might have even had problems with simpler things, like carrying out maintenance, performing a control unit reset or a basic adjustment that you cannot do with your diagnostic tool. Well, the solution is simple and we all know it perfectly. I know firsthand because I've heard it so many times during our courses, meetings, talks and with groups I am part of. The solution is to have a diagnostic tool for every brand and one for every car manufacturer. Well, it's been a pleasure, Caio. I can't afford to get all the diagnostic tools on the market, so... Wait, don't go yet. The fun is about to begin. Of course, the solution for most of us is not having all the tools on the market. That would be crazy. But as I said at the beginning, this small device allows us to use multiple diagnostic tools in your workshop without having to buy them all. Just connect the tool to the car's OBD and open the app. Once it's done, specialist technicians with access to many different diagnostic tools will be connected to the car from the other side of the server. Now you can perform the procedure on the car remotely, without needing to have the tool in your workshop. Now that you are familiar with the concept, I'm going to show you how it works, because you want to see it in action, right? To install the app, use it to make the connection, we need an Android tablet. Currently, the interface and the tablet are connected by cable. But soon we will have wireless models or one with direct connection via Ethernet port. The tablet uses Wi-Fi to communicate with the server and the OBDline technicians. And that's it. See how easy that is? How about we do a practical demonstration? Follow me to the workshop. Wait! You said you need another tablet? Any tablet? Yeah, most tablets will be fine, no problem. I have one that I use a lot in my daily life. It has a good battery, a big screen, and it's reinforced on the outside. I know where you are going with this. For some strange reason, I know you pretty well, and the answer is yes. We can work with OBDline using the Auto device, no problem. In fact, all the Auto devices provided by EAATA have the OBDline app pre-installed. And to show you how well it works, in the demonstration we will use the Auto IM608. Let's head to the workshop. Now we are going to show you how OBDline works in real life. Here we have a Volkswagen Golf 6 and we are going to update the software on the engine control unit. We need to do this because there is a problem with the exhaust treatment system and there is a manufacturer report that recommends reprogramming the unit and a subsequent regeneration. I am sure this all sounds familiar. First, we have to connect the voltage stabilizer to the car. This step is very important to avoid voltage peaks that can damage the unit while the procedure is running. Don't worry, we are making a video where we will tell you everything about the voltage stabilizer, but keep it in mind. But back to what we were doing, We need to connect the OBDline to the car diagnostic port and turn the ignition on. We connect to the IM608 via cable, and now all we have to do is open the app, select the car and choose the function we want to perform. It's that simple. A ticket will be displayed, and after checking the connection status, we can communicate with one of the specialist technicians. As you can see, communication is done via chat. And believe it or not, that's it. All you have to do is follow the steps given to you by the technician. Every intervention will have its own specific step. With this one, you need to connect and disconnect several times. But when replacing units, for example, the technician may ask you to disconnect the old unit and connect the new one. And if you are making a key, you might be asked to operate the remote control or move the key closer to the car's antenna. Well, we have finished the software update, and you have seen it was done in the simplest possible way, without having to think about server upgrades, computer problems, working with unfamiliar programs, etc. We basically connect the OBDline and assisted the technician. Zero complications. Hey, I can see that is all very simple, but if you don't mind, I have some questions. Sure, I'm all ears. How much each intervention cost me? Well, this is the first question we get asked, and the answer is that each intervention has a different price depending on the level of complexity. Of course, you will always be told the cost of each intervention in advance. You only have to navigate the selection menu. You don't even need to have the car connected. And if you are curious, I will leave a link to the OBDline website in the description below, where you can find the prices for the most common interventions. And I should also remind you that OBDline has no fixed costs. If you don't use it, there is no charge. And can I make an intervention on any car? No, the first rule that must be observed is that the car needs to have a CAN bus network. Older models without multiplex networks or K-line diagnostic are not covered. And the second rule, of course, is that you can do anything that can be performed through the OBD2 port of the car. Meaning we can't use OBDline to pinch, boot or intervene in any of control unit's components. So what are the most common uses? Electromechanical workshops usually request repairs related to unit pairing, keys, software updates, etc. Workshops with a body shop often ask for new headlamp encoding from the Volkswagen Group, new airbag units and so on. And fast repair shops often request battery variables and maintenance resets in cars with cybersecurity features. And before you ask me, I must tell you that we will soon be adding ADAS functionality with the help of a universal panel. As you can see, it's a tool that has been able to adapt like no other to the new scenarios we are experiencing. And who is on the other side of the connection? Our EAATA technicians. There isn't just one person dedicated to OBDline. The right technician will be selected depending on the intervention. Among our staff, you have seen in the training journeys, we have different technicians with different profiles to cover the needs of the sector. As you can imagine, pairing a key, diagnosing a transmission or running an engine software update require different skills. Well, what do you think? We find OBDline is a very flexible tool, which complements what you have, whatever that may be. We know, and we've been telling you for a long time, that the future will bring more challenges in the short term, and unfortunately, quite a bit of uncertainty. Pass-through, cybersecurity, all part of our day-to-day challenges. And we believe that OBDline offers us the opportunity to tackle many situations where a diagnostic tool, whatever it may be, does not provide the specific solutions we need. We hope that what we have told you today has been useful to you, and we have been able to clear up any doubts you may have. Thank you for joining us once again. Do you know someone who might be interested in this innovative tool? Share the video. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell to receive the updates. See you guys soon in the next video.